What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Cayman Wolf, the Decrepit Gamer here. You know, one thing that I've noticed about VR is that it hasn't quite hit that threshold where it's become big time mainstream entertainment like console and PC video games are. And so for that reason, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of these big behemoth AAA developers and publishers behind a lot of these titles. A lot of these titles are smaller development houses or indie developers. And for that reason, it seems like they don't have the agenda such that they're beholden to big money investors and timelines in order to meet those of investors' demands, and they're much less afraid to take risks. So, you know, that's kind of awesome. I feel like, you know, at least in that regard, we're in a very good place with VR right now. And Othergate, the makers behind the awesome Dungeons of Eternity, seem to be no exception to this. So they've just released a patch, and this is a patch notes video. We're going to go over that patch here very shortly, but I just want to say that one thing that has really stood out to me with this patch is that a lot of these changes are changes that directly address player feedback. I think this is a really good patch, and I think you guys will agree when we get into the patch notes, but they've specifically targeted some things that players have been asking for a while, and I think that's awesome. So this time they didn't seem to have a link out to a website that had their patch notes like they have in the past. They seem to just be on their Discord. So we're going to jump over here to their Discord, and I'm going to go over these patch notes with you so I can read them to you, and you don't have to go and find this Discord channel yourself and, you know, read them yourself. Your friend the Decrepit Gamer is going to come through for you. So here's their announcement over on their Discord, and before we go into the patch notes, I just want to read this message here that they've put out to everyone. If you want to get straight into the patch notes, timestamps are in the description of the video. You can skip ahead to whatever it is that you want to see. With the holidays behind us, this early 2025 update delivers another most asked for feature: difficulty bonuses. You can now earn bonus XP, gold, and +1 tier weapon loot when you play a difficulty higher than your recommended difficulty level. So if it's recommended when you go choose a dungeon, if it's recommended tier 4, if you choose tier 5, then you can get these bonuses based on that difficulty, which I think is awesome, and I know that that's been a highly requested feature. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The challenge gets harder, but you will be rewarded for your efforts. Playing with high-level players in the community or by yourself will pay off with faster leveling and better weapon drops. A new display on the dungeon scanner will show you what the difficulty bonuses are for the selected dungeon and difficulty level. The decorations in the outpost have been put away, but Cupid has been busy preparing some treats for Valentine's Day. A new Flare cosmetic DLC is available to kit out your avatar. Capes and cloaks. Additionally, there is a special Valentines cosmetic DLC, which includes shiny armor tint colors in pink, crimson, and shining white, as well as a winged helmet and heart-shaped sunglasses. These are, of course, optional, but they do look great. Check them out in the outpost. Again, we thank you if you are inclined to purchase the DLC, which supports the team and the game. Finally, another big feature in this update is a refresh of the Crystal Hunt pyramids. You'll have more fun than ever earning exo points now. This update ended up being larger than we expected, but it is chock full of quality of life improvements too. All right, guys. Yeah, this is a really exciting one. Let's just jump right into the patch notes here. Playing difficulty tiers above your recommended level now scales up XP and gold earned in a dungeon. Playing a difficulty tier above your recommended level gives you +1 better tier weapon loot drops. New capes and cloaks add-on. Deck out your avatar with a cape or cloak. That's just awesome. I do kind of wish there was a way that, you know, to see yourself apart from when you're just in your base there, you know, decking out your character, looking at your avatar standing there in front of you. But you'll see it when other people are wearing it, and they'll see it on you. New Valentine's Day add-on: shiny pink, crimson, and white metal armor skins, plus Cupid's winged helmet and some heart-shaped sunglasses. Added a dungeon info UI above the dungeon scanner to show you what you will earn from from a dungeon. Improved the in-mission UI to more accurately display stats, including new difficulty bonuses. Female patron supporter armor has been improved and made more feminine. I haven't seen it yet. I have to wonder if that reads more sexy. Rebalanced. Doomer zombie mini-boss, the big guy. His health has been nerfed. His vomit attack now has a special surprise. Added the Doomer and the Scorpion enemies to the sandbox. Oh, cool. So you can go into the sandbox and check out how they've changed the Doomer, so that's cool. Crystal Hunt. 4 new pyramid chambers were added to spice up the gameplay, and this is awesome because I'm still working on my exo points, and I gotta admit, it's such a grind, man. You have to play that thing so many times to max out your exo points, and it was getting a little monotonous, I gotta admit, so I'm really looking forward to checking this out. Added more tentacle monster spawns to water across the game. Changed the solo play timeout when the player takes the headset off to 5 minutes. Note, the quest will still background the game, which could cause issues. Numerous optimizations to the game for this update. Death will now spawn in Tier 6 as well as Tier 7 dungeons. I don't know if he is always going to spawn in Tier 6 or if, sometimes he spawns and sometimes he doesn't. If you know that, leave that in the comments down below, please. I'd really like to know that. Death whistles now spawn 100% of the time in Tier 6 and 7 dungeon raids. Fixed seasonal cosmetics showing up as locked out of season. New dungeon chambers added. Saved dungeons have been reset. So if you've got any dungeons out there saved, that were particularly good for loot or whatever, unfortunately they're going to be reset. That's getting to be kind of typical because they have to do that when they make certain changes to the dungeon. So that's unfortunate, but the game is getting better with these patches, so hopefully that's a palatable trade-off. Okay, and then down here we've got the bug fixes. Crystal Hunt fixed allocation of accurate exo points for all players. Crystal Hunt fixed late join issues exploits. Fixed player room titles, sometimes not showing the right player levels. Fixed some localization issues. Fixed the potion shelf to prevent potions not holstering and your potion inventory getting lost or reset. Fixed the new icon not displaying properly in the fabricator or loadout UI in some cases. Soul Harvest. Numerous fixes including the soul staff going invisible if you carried it into another room. Fixed bombs not appearing to blow up for some players. Fixed random chests and or mimics showing up in the outpost. Fixed numerous reported dungeon chamber issues. Fixed longsword grip when using realistic unholster setting. Oh god, thank you so much. Oh man, this is one that I've really been waiting for. I love if you follow my channel, you know that I love playing with longswords, with two-handed swords. One of my favorite ways to play, and I use the Wield VR one-stock gunstock attachment, which I reconfigure to use as a two-handed sword hilt to hold and play with two-handed swords. I've got a video on my channel that shows you how to do that. If you're interested, you can check it out right up here. But what it was doing is when you reached over and grabbed that thing, when you put on realistic holster, when you reached over and grabbed that thing, you would grab it. You would grab it backwards, so it was coming out the bottom of your hand instead of the top of your hand, which is, was just the opposite of what it was supposed to do. It basically made the realistic holster setting unusable for me, who really enjoys using two-handed swords. So I'm really glad they fixed that one. Fixed the mini-map device displaying the map while in player's inventory and not displaying correctly in front of a portal. Fixed the weapon grip setting not being sticky in the settings menu. Fixed solo players not taking a health penalty to 25% when killed by traps or falling to death. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had actually mentioned that a number of times, saying there just doesn't seem to be any penalty for this. I don't even see what's the point in having it. And I see now it was a bug. Okay, so that's been corrected. You get killed by a trap or fall or whatever, you get an environmental death and you do respawn, but with 25% of your health. Adjusted Scorpion hitboxes and made it turn a little faster. Numerous fixes, adjustments throughout the dungeon chambers. And then down here, they've got a known issue, which we just talked about. Save dungeons have been wiped as new dungeon chambers have been added in this update. Thanks again for supporting Dungeons of Eternity, and we hope you enjoyed the update. I love it when they add new dungeon chambers. It keeps the game feeling fresh. It's the rooms that you go into when, the maps are procedurally generated by combining these different rooms in different ways, but the rooms themselves, don't change procedurally. Just different rooms go in different places. So the more they have, the more replayability the game feels like it has, the more variety it has, and just, you know, it just makes it a better experience. So to me, that's like I said, that's a palatable trade-off. That's a fair trade to, you know, to lose my saved maps, because, you know, I mean, you find more. you always find more. Anyway, guys, that's it for the patch notes. I can't wait to get in there and try these things out, and some of them I'm really looking forward to, particularly the fact that you get more experience now when you play on a higher difficulty level. That's just, man, that's just awesome. And I know it's a highly requested feature. And, you know, the thing is, it had gotten to be the norm to where if you were grinding for equipment or experience or whatever to just try to level up, to just put it on the easiest setting and, you know, and just play, because it didn't really make any difference what difficulty level you were playing on. But now it does. And I think that's awesome. And I can't wait to play with this new paradigm. And anyway, guys, that's it for the patch notes. This patch was released on Friday. I tried to get this thing put together as quickly as I could for you, you know, which I always try to do. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about these patch notes. And remember, for more tips, tricks, reviews, news, and awesome gameplay videos, subscribe to the Decrepit Gamer channel. For now, this is Cayman Wolf, the Decrepit Gamer, reminding you you're never too old to game. And my friends, I am out of here.
I'm the Decrepit Gamer, don't you give me no ass.